Hi, it's Nick on the 13th of August with my final episode of Why I Love A Course in Miracles. I've really only scraped the surface of my kind of love for this book, or the teachings of this book, but I hope it's given you a flavour. So the last thought to share with you today is the idea of holiness. I think I mentioned earlier in the week that what the Course is, unequivocally validating of is who we are. And one way that it expresses our true nature is to say that we are holy. The course is 365 lessons long, and I'll just share a couple of the titles of a couple of the lessons. So lesson 35 is, it says, "My mind is part of God's, I am very holy." That's pretty amazing to say that, our mind is holy, we're part of our Creator's mind. The lesson 36 is, "My holiness envelops everything I see." So our vision can embrace the world, our holiness can embrace everything we see. And lesson 37 is, "My holiness blesses the world." So it's the revelation of our holiness that is the kind of goal of the Course, is to bring our essence, our holiness, to whatever we do. And I just want to share a little bit of lesson 38 with you, because this one still blows my mind. I can't say I really probably only more than scraped the surface of understanding what this means, but it fascinates me. Lesson 38, the title is, "There is nothing my holiness cannot do." Now, in terms of what I think I shared yesterday or the day before, talk about kind of grandeur and grandiosity, it can very easily feel like it's grandiose to say there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And what fascinates me is, well, what if that is actually the reality, that the truth of who we are is so amazing that we each have the power to do miraculous things, undo fear, all sorts of amazing stuff. And what if that's actually the truth? It's not grandiosity, it's the grandeur, it's the reality of who we truly are. So let me just read you the first couple of paragraphs of that lesson, because it speaks to me. It says, "Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power, because it establishes you as a son of God, at one with the mind of his Creator. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available, and there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness then can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone, because it is equal in its power to save anyone." So that's pretty amazing, and I think one of the things that fascinates me, and I've only kind of looked at some of the research, but I've looked at a lot of research about when certain groups of people meditate, the impact that it has on the people around them. There's been a lot of research done now into the power of prayer and what happens when we pray for people who are ill and things like that. So I think there's a lot of evidence already there that says our holiness has power. But I think probably for many of us the challenge is we haven't believed that, or we haven't even known that it's a possibility. So just as we've been fascinated by kind of outer space, I think one of the things that fascinates me is like the final frontier, as it would say in Star Trek, is like the frontier of inner space. Like, who are we? What is the power that's within each of us? What are we each capable of in terms of both achievement, but as that lesson says, our holiness, the capacity to heal, to take away pain, all sorts of stuff. So I think that's what fascinates me. So I'm sure I'll be returning to this subject, because it does fascinate me, and I'll probably do further thoughts on the Course in Miracles, and at least put them on YouTube, even if I don't put them on Facebook. But I've enjoyed sharing them with you this week. I hope they've been interesting to you and somehow engaged you. I'll be back tomorrow with another theme, but thank you for watching this week's theme of Why I Love A Course in Miracles. So God bless. Have a good day. Bye-bye.